And come back for Corey's session after lunch too, all right? He's a great dad. So. Hey, for you guys who stayed, I just have total admiration for your what's the word, gluttons for punishment or something? But welcome to everybody. I'm just going to, again, open in prayer because this is a new session, new topic. Lord, we haven't got words to express how grateful we are for this wonderful opportunity to come and to feed on your word. Lord, I do pray for ears and hearts that are open to hear from you, to discern what is truth, what is man-made, and Lord, may there be more truth than man-made stuff come through this. May it grow a harvest of abundance, of grateful, joyful hearts, fruit just overwhelming, because you say the fruit of your spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, and a lot of good things, and that's what we want. And we ask through your Son, Jesus' name, amen. So for some of you guys who are here, I'm going to take a quick trip. I'm not going to do the icebreakers again, so hopefully the guys that came from other groups, you'll feel okay with jumping kind of in the middle. This is going to be interactive. If you don't have a partner yet, I think there's only two guys not real close, so Greg, I don't know if you two guys mind teaming up. There's going to be an exercise in this where we do a little bit of practical stuff. So again, this is mentoring, but I'm going to kind of zero in on coaching and feedback and some real practical stuff in this session that we didn't do in the last session. Just before I get into it, and we didn't do this last session, but is there something that as you came in today, and particularly from this session, that you were hoping to get out of No Regrets, or an area, any particular area of mentoring? Is there, George, thanks.
Yeah, I am struggling with how to mentor a very close young man who confessed to my family that he cannot celebrate Christmas because he keeps remembering that his brother committed suicide around Christmas.
Wow.
And I was just very, very struck with, I just want to help him, but I don't know how.
So, let's see if we can pull that in. Choose some of the material. Anything else? Anybody had an expectation?
I'm seeking how to find a mentor.
How to find a mentor. Okay. Excellent. I was supposed to address that in the last session, so I'll try to come back to it in the refresher. So this may be a little bit new, even though you've seen the slides once already. A couple of the slides already. Great. Okay, well, let's dive in, and feel free to jump in a little bit if you feel like there's something you want to take in an angle. In the last session, we went through the 4 phases of mentoring. And the first phase is understanding the need. And we'll just touch base a little bit again on that in a minute. Next phase is build a relationship, maintain the relationship, and evaluate and close the relationship, which is the phase most people don't think about as entering the mentoringship, but that is a very natural thing. And setting the expectation up front is a better way to do that. I just want to reiterate that I feel that this whole mentoring thing is very aligned with Matthew 28, when one of the last things Jesus said is go into all the world and make disciples. And what I'm submitting to you is discipleship and mentoring are pretty much the same thing. And not to downgrade what going to a church service, that's teaching, and mentoring or discipleship is very much how Jesus spent his time with his disciples and getting them practical out in twos. You guys think of any other things where he gave them an experience and then casting out demons? He asked them to do it, and then he came and coached afterwards, right? So Jesus was very much, we think of him as Jesus' Sermon on the Mount teacher, Rabboni, but he was very much, as I look at it, and I've tried to really look at it from this lens, he was very much a mentoring type person in the 12 that he poured into, and then some say the 72 after that. So I'd say his style was a lot mentoring through relationship and experience. Building the relationship, knowing how to find somebody to mentor with. In the last session, we each took about 3 minutes to tell our stories. I shared a story of the wonderfully dysfunctional family that I grew up in, and how I've come to learn to be kind to that story and share that story in a way that I realize that through that authenticity and that transparency, other people can relate. And it often opens doors to hearts that are often closed. So we're not going to redo that, but Mike, what I would submit, you probably want to find that mentor. First, find it your story. And I know you've done some of those classes to know, here's the part of my life, gift development. Where are the gaps in my life that I want to close? Like, be thinking about that, because don't come to your mentor and think they're going to figure you out any better than you have yourself. They can't guess your issue. You want to come to a mentor with some goals in mind, and maybe they can help you get closer. But there are tools that I'll mention again at the end of this session that can help you identify where are those areas, your vulnerabilities. And honestly, guys, you are not going to fix everything about you. And sometimes you don't want to. You want to focus on your strengths. There's books like Barnum Research, Strength Finders, that suggest too much of our time is spent on trying to fix our weaknesses instead of employing our strengths. So think about that too. Not just how do I close a weakness, hey, I really like teaching. And Mike, I'm using you as an example because I know you a little bit. How do I take that teaching gift a little further? Who's doing it really well? What are they doing? And I see them being a little more effective. So picking that mentor, you have to know your story and be able to tell it as you meet that mentor, and then know their story well enough, and as a mentor be able to tell your story in a way that people can connect and see how you got from A to B. So I don't know if that helps, but I would suggest that's the first part, and a lot of it's around the storytelling. Embracing your story, share your story. I'm going to repeat this from the first session. In those early sessions, it's setting boundaries. You're in this build relationship session. Set out from the beginning your boundaries. When do I meet? Where do we meet? What happens if we have to reschedule? When do we know this thing's done? Hey, Don, I would like to really learn more about putting in air conditioners. Yeah, you guys don't know, he used to run an air conditioning company. I still think he owns it and runs it, but heating and air. But it's like, well, now I know how to do one. Do I still want to be in a mentoring? I still want to be his friend, but I don't know if we would still want to go through this mentoring phase. So think about, what does successful completion look like, and set that expectation so there's not that awkwardness at the end to say, you know what, I think this is it's done its course, it's lived its life. Use the behaviors, whether it's, you might see a lot of love, joy, or peace. You might see some anger in this person's life. Those outward things to try to get down to the belief level. What does this person believe about themselves? Because most of our behavior is informed from our beliefs. Almost all of our behavior is informed. I mean, I don't know, it's cold out and I'm going to put on a jacket. Well, I believe that if I don't, I'm going to perish. So your belief system is where you want to get to. A lot of it is, what do you believe about yourself? And what do you, we got a comeback, awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like you checked out the other guy and thought this is the better deal.
No, the thing is, I was looking for the biblical, and it's you, so.
It's good. So, again, when you're in this, we're going to get into this, the listening skill. Use that listening skill in your questions. So we're going to go into the questions a little bit more. Maybe George, this will get into. And you're a master at this, of anybody I know, is how to use those questions that are open, and how do you get below that behavior, like, I hate Christmas, and I know you would do this. It's like, what's really behind that? What wound happened?
A little uncomfortable.
A little uncomfortable?
Yep.
So he got you, what do you guys think about the little uncomfortable?
Like we were really,
yeah, I mean, if you don't raise the heat, how does a diamond get made, right? And sometimes we don't want to ruffle our friends' feathers a little bit, right? So that's good. I'm glad, Chuck. Thanks for anything else? Anything else you heard about that you guys said? I heard a lot of good stuff there. Like, you got a commitment, I think, from him.
Well, I started out as, well, I could be better, when I get home the rest of the evening, when he pointed out, well, maybe it's just 10 minutes on both ends.
Yeah.
So it's not the whole evening.
That's great. Kudos. Yeah, sometimes trying to jump 7 feet the first time is
Right.
10 minutes, and that first 10 minutes when you walk in the door is so critical. It sets the tone. Great. We had an interesting dialogue. So, Antonio, you thought you were gonna,
Yeah, when you came over, I thought I was gonna be, you know, giving you the mentoring and stuff, and you threw it on me, and I'm trying to be, I was looking at, because you kept saying golf, and with me, I know what I love to do for my recreation,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, I was looking at it that way, and I'm like, wow, am I gonna give that up? Would I get that? For the sake of the love and the hugs and kisses of my woman and my child, and it's more than basketball, football,
Yeah.
you know, I could let it go. And the way you did it, it was like you wouldn't let me rest. And
he was like trying to squeeze a bar or something, so well, maybe, I think. And I said, yeah, I guess my wife is working, well, wait, is this your goal? Or it was fun.
It was.
Thank you for
And
getting
it
this
was
story.
eye-opening because it helped me see that sometimes in marriage, we take our families for granted. We got the wife, we've been together years, and we just lay back and we start getting into habits and not really reinventing the relationship all the time. You know, I have a thing where love is easy to find, but it's hard to make it stay.
Yeah.
And in order to make it stay, you have to have the word in the family. You
Yeah.
definitely got to have the word
Yeah.
in today's world. Without that, chaos, Satan can just move right in and
Yeah.
destroy everything.
So one of the things that, and this is me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, I think as a culture we've committed to comfort, to pleasure, to recreation. And you know what, if I put this in a very theological context, that we often put that idol, you know, when you think of Cain slayed Abel, right? Cain brought vegetables. Abel brought his best. And I don't think it was about the vegetables, the animal was the thing, it was what was going on in Cain's heart. We often don't want to give up those comforts, those leisure activities, and that'll cost you. And I'm sorry, guys, I mean, but some of the guys I work with are young. It's the video game. You guys know what I'm talking about? I cannot believe how addictive those things can become. And it's like, those things can suck the life out of you. And whatever it is, you know, us older guys, we have our things too, whatever it is. But God says, you know, if we're willing to sacrifice the first fruits of our life, I know Pastor Bill here, he said he loves hunting, fishing, and he felt God telling him he had to go to a Saturday night service, and he's like, you gotta be kidding. That is like the one night a week that's mine. And he sort of felt God said, well, really? It's yours, isn't it? And, you know, and we're not doing Saturday night service, which is a long story we can't get into, but for a while, and Bill fought it. He was one of the guys who wanted to keep it, but anyway, it's like, it was kind of like his last, like, this is mine, I get to go fishing and hunting on Saturdays, and doggone it, it's my one day, and, you know, that wrestling, that this is the thing that I don't want to give up. And I don't think God's trying to be mean to us, but he's trying to show you when you're hanging on to something a little too tight. So that, love what you guys did. And I hope that was a great example for everybody. I'm going to do one more scenario and then get you guys, actually, what time is it supposed to end, 12?
12:05.
You know what? You guys got the point. I had another scenario, but I think you get the idea. Just in the interest of staying on time, it's evaluating and closing the relationship. I kind of hit on this a lot, kind of in the introduction, so I'll just reiterate a little bit. If you've listed some goals, and yours might be deeper at the belief level than these are some at the behavior level, but when you set up those goals, make sure in your sessions when you're meeting, you're going back and say, well, now what was it you committed to last time? And if you find, you know what, we've hit all of these and we're starting to exhaust it, it's time to evaluate that relationship. You know, we said at the beginning, if you got good at Bible study, or you got good at prayer, or your giving's going up, or now you're kind of on a regular fasting, as good as you're going to get with me, is it time, you know, for you maybe to move this on? And let's celebrate, you know. Let's do something. Let's go have what do you call it, Dippin' Dots, or whatever is your fun. I always buy a Haagen-Dazs and go somewhere.
Yep.
private to eat it when I had a good day. When George used to give me my odd raise or whatever, never enough, but I'd sneak up, and I love the almond ones, but I'd have my little secret delight. It's so important to celebrate your wins. Otherwise, it feels like you never reach the carrot, and that's just an onerous, heavy, burdensome life. So celebrate those wins with your mentor, whatever you guys want to do dinner, go on a fishing trip, depending on the magnitude, but I think celebration is overlooked in this. And then you're not left with that feeling like, oh, this is awkward, I don't know where that just kind of waned away. Just say, hey, I'm ready to call it quits, it's a good time. Look for those diminishing returns that we talked about. So just in summary, and I'm sorry you guys that came in for the second session, we did a really good thing on sharing your story and how to tell your story. Really embrace that first. I'll show you some resources that really get you good at that and better. I mean, I thought I could, but it's taken me so much deeper. Establish the rules of engagement, set the goals, review gap goals, and accept feedback. Know when to call it quits, celebrate the wins. I just want to quick go over these resources. I think they're fantastic, and if it's not at your church, seek someplace that has it. You're welcome to come in. We have lots of people that come to these classes that are not members. We're not trying to get you to sign up at Christ the Rock. Celebrate Recovery Friday nights. Corey, you introduced that. Great, any kind of addiction, food, alcohol, drugs, whatever. Great groups that meet Friday nights. The gift development. Corey Puri, who's kind of organizing this, is kind of the backbone behind it. Great IT guy, has developed some diagnostic tools that you can go through a computer-based, and it's biblical. He's taken a lot of biblical data. You can go through that test, and it really helps you evaluate where is your gift in this, and tries to get you down to the one gift and how to develop that. It's a great, and it's a class and it's software. The Journey group here, that's Open Hearts Ministry from Michigan that they took on. They're using that material, and it's going back to look at your relational styles as they develop through your childhood and how that's playing out in your faith and in your work life or your family. That's basically a 9-month, two 8-week courses over 9 months. We try to fit it in between September and Christmas, and then January and before Easter. Very intense, really gut-wrenching stuff, and good stuff to get into your story. Freedom Fighters is a class that Christ the Rock runs. It's kind of billed as, I think, sexual addiction, but I know a lot of guys that are going for a lot of other things because the material is so inclusive that you can look at other areas of your life that you're holding out on and builds around your story. Character development, I've got to celebrate. Right Now Media, I mentioned this in the first class, it's at the back of your brochure you got. Sign up for free. It's like the Netflix of Christianity, if you've ever used it. Divine Mentor, good book if you're trying to, how do you get one of these mentoring? Seal of God, a great 15-20-minute video of a Navy SEAL and his mentoring experience through the SEALs and through his faith. Show it, if you're with a group of guys, a great thing to get that conversation going. Go onto Google and just type in the word mentor. There are so many resources out there that we all can use. So, I think I got you guys done on time better than I did the first time. Before we go, I'd like to hear some feedback, any questions, points. I'm surprised.
I just, in defense of the young guys, I remember when television first came out, the little ball bouncing across the screen. It was hockey or it was
Pong.
tennis. Pong. Was it Pong? Okay.
Yeah,
and I was wanting to stay out of the street, out of the bars, so I pinged that ball until Atari came out, and then
That was a big day.
I actually
Pac-Man was like advanced technology.
I collect video games, and I couldn't play basketball anymore, so I created my own guy. Now I can slam dunk like back in the day, and football, I'm a quarterback, which they never let me be.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of, I know it's kind of,
Oh yeah.
but it has it's like everything else. It has its good and it has its bad.
Yeah.
You know? So,
We all need a
It's
little
pretty
time to
good game,
decompress.
right?
I gotta be honest with you, I never used to do this, but now when all the kids are home, I'll sometimes sneak away and like, oh, excuse me for a few minutes, and I'll sit up and bathroom and read a magazine for a few minutes, or maybe just stay in the bedroom. And I'm good to go again after about 10 minutes of just, okay, let the noise. And I did self-care a lot of times when my kids were little. We had 4 kids. If you got 4 kids that are like mine, you have 8 or 10, because all the neighbors ended up at our place.
Yeah.
We were the suckers that always bought all the goodies, and the cupboard was full of those other moms, smelling them wives. They're getting free babysitting, but we liked it when we knew where the kids were, but it wears you out. I mean, as dads, I think we need that time, so I totally get that. Build in some alone time. Any other feedback, any other comments? Did we miss something? Can I do this better? You can go online or fill in the brochure. I better be open to feedback if I've missed a big gap. I respect, there's a lot of experience in this room, so.
I think you helped me bring up a couple of things I haven't been doing, though.
Okay,
That's the big thing, probably at least 2 or 3.
thanks, Greg. I appreciate that as a professional. Well, I'm assuming you're coaching, you're taking a lot of classes, so it's great to know we hit some notes. No.
I do have one quick question, probably more anything. I guess I'm getting a little confused with friendship versus the mentoring, especially you're ending it. You can remain friends,
Yes.
it's not in this active role anymore.
Yeah.
The mentoring is more of a you're being intentional, I guess.
Yeah.
So then when you end this, it's not like you're not friends anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I still talk to George.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to.
Yes, yeah, I think you're processing it right. It's like, yeah, somebody that your friend could be a mentor for a while and then back to a friend, but it's that specificity.
So those roles might even switch with a friend.
Yeah.
He may mentor me on one thing, and down the road I may.
Yeah, I might be really good at Excel software, and he could blow the doors off when it comes to electrical, mechanical engineering and stuff like that. So, you know, if I'm rewiring my house, I want to call him. Although he's pretty good at taxes too. He's taking a day off, but I think you got it. Do it anybody, to me, that's, a mentor can be a friend, but set some goals. Like, what do I want to get out of this? And don't put it on the mentor to figure that out. As a mentee, I think the burden is on you to figure out the goal more than the mentor. Because I've done mentoring where I'm like, I have another manager, she's junior to me at Kimberly Park, and they assigned her to me. And the first couple of sessions, I'm trying to think, what can I tell her, what can I tell her? And finally, like, I started teaching this class, I'm like, you know, I won't say her name, it's like, you need to tell me the areas where you're struggling, because I'm running out of questions and ideas to give you. Because I don't know what it's like when you go back to your desk, and so she came back with, here's some things that I really like to talk about. Oh.
So do you see it more as a phase out?
Yeah.
Then at that point, like if you're meeting once a week, then meeting every other week,
Yeah.
and every 3rd week, and then slowly phase yourself out.
And it could be the goal. The other lady I teach this with, she's a vice president, and she was after a goal to learn how to do marketing. And she was an engineering background, and she went over to Casey Marketing. And so she was meeting with a marketing mentor every few weeks, and it went every few months. So it depends on the goal she was trying to hit. So the first few weeks is like, how do I set this up? So is that getting it? Yeah. It's how big is the goal? And we do want to keep your goals pretty small. Like, otherwise, if I leave you for 3 months, it's better to meet every couple of weeks with smaller goals.
You know, there is a relationship between friendship and mentoring. We know that. And I guess, you know, to answer your question about why do you stop mentoring, I think the law of diminishing returns starts to take effect. And pretty soon it's, I don't want to see him again because I know what he's going to talk about. You know, and that would almost destroy a friendship.
Yeah.
The relationships that we establish with men, I think, is the key. If I don't want to be a mentor to you, you can beg me, please tell me, and I won't really get into it. And the converse of, if I want to teach this man something that he doesn't want to learn it, you know, you're banging your head against the wall.
Thanks for asking that question. Appreciate it. So, do you want to stick around afterwards and talk to me?
Well, yeah, this was in relation.
Oh, okay. I just want to respect these guys' time and the food that's waiting.
Food is my mentor is Ashley Gaines. when we first met, it was never knowing each other, and now I call him Dad, because as I said, I never knew my father.
Yeah.
And for a man to take such spiritual interest in my development to the point of becoming a pastor, it's like he gave me everything I needed that I was missing.
Yeah,
All those little loopholes,
Yeah.
and I love him. I'll never stop loving him.
right.
And we have an eternal relationship, and we look forward to joining in heaven and just, you know, when that day, whenever that happens, because I plan to go, I'm doing everything I can to make sure I got my ticket to heaven. I'm just saying, sometimes you'll meet a mentor, and it'll be the greatest thing that ever happened to you. And that relationship will never die.
Amen. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for coming, and hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.